Welcome to the Knowledge Room!
Welcome to the Dev Dive. Today we're really zeroing in on a feeling I think many of us know pretty intimately. That nagging sense that you're meant for more, but you're just kind of stuck. Maybe you have a stable job, maybe even a permanent one, but deep inside there's this feeling of, untapped potential. You might dream of earning extra income, exploring a passion, maybe switching careers entirely, or hey, even becoming your own boss. But the big question is, why isn't it happening?
Yeah, and what we're navigating today, it's often called choice paralysis. It's a very real psychological thing. And it's absolutely not about a lack of ambition or, laziness, not at all. It's much more about being utterly overwhelmed. I mean, think about it. There are just endless online courses, countless YouTube tutorials. A new guru seems to pop up every week promising instant success, and there's no clear, personalized map of what truly works for you. So when everything seems like a plausible idea, the default kind of becomes doing nothing.
That perfectly captures it, doesn't it? That core problem. So, okay, with that overwhelm identified, how do we actually begin to untangle it for you listening? Our mission in this deep dive is really to simplify that chaotic landscape and give you a clear, actionable path forward, helping you pick the one thing to start today. Let's unpack this. So you feel that inner drive, right? That pull towards being meant for more. But like we just said, the sheer volume of options out there, it can be paralyzing. It really is like standing in front of this huge, endless buffet, wanting to eat, but just completely unsure where to even begin.
Right. And what's truly at play here isn't some lack of desire or effort. That's not it. It's an information overload problem, plain and simple. I mean, the digital age gives us infinite resources, yeah, but without a precise filter. That abundance actually transforms into a pretty formidable barrier. It actively prevents forward motion. So the critical challenge becomes, how do we cut through all that noise and actually pick a starting point?
That's exactly what we're going to tackle now. We've developed a practical 5-step filter, and it's designed specifically to help you zero in on that one thing to start today. This framework is all about transforming that analysis paralysis into, meaningful first steps.
It's about getting granular, bringing some real clarity, not just abstract ideas.
Okay, so step 1. And this might feel a little, brutal maybe. It's inventory your time. How much time do you realistically have each day to dedicate to this new thing? Are we talking, say, a consistent 30 minutes? Maybe that's perfect for a micro-learning path like an audio course or a short YouTube tutorial or even a language app like Duolingo. Or do you genuinely have a solid couple of hours a day? Because that opens up possibilities like online certifications or even taking on a small freelance gig.
Yeah, and the emphasis here really has to be on sustainability. This isn't about some unsustainable burst of energy that just burns out in a week. No, it's about building a consistent habit, a rhythm you can actually maintain over months. You need to physically write it down. I have minutes per day. Make it concrete.
But what if someone honestly only has like 15 minutes a day? Is that actually enough to make progress? Or is that just setting yourself up for frustration?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Because 15 minutes can feel insignificant, right? But
Yeah.
just imagine 15 minutes, 5 days a week, focused intensely on one micro skill for 3 months. That's actually a huge amount of concentrated effort that compounds over time. It's really about the consistency, not the sheer volume, especially at the start. It adds up in ways we often underestimate.
Excellent point. Really good point. Okay, so once you're clear on your time, the next crucial step is inventory, your interest. What topics genuinely energize you instead of draining you? What are you curious about? Like, if you love designing, maybe explore tools like Canva, Figma, or dive into UX UI, that's user experience, user interface design. Basically making digital stuff easy and enjoyable to use. If you're curious about money, maybe think digital marketing, e-commerce, or even AI investing. And if you enjoy helping others, perhaps consider coaching, healthcare, HR, or community roles.
This is exactly where passion meets practicality. You're just far more likely to stick with something you genuinely enjoy, something that feels a bit like play, not just work, you know? So again, write it down. My top 3 things I'm curious about are: get specific.
Okay, so you've identified what sparks your curiosity, but let's be real, passion alone doesn't always pay the bills. How do we make sure this pursuit can actually lead to that more you're seeking? The actual income or the career shift. That's where we need to get practical with step 3. Align with money and market.
Right. This is all about connecting your personal interests to, economic viability. What's actually in demand? The simplest way to start: use tools like Google Trends or just a LinkedIn job search. See what skills are popping up right now. For 2025, we're seeing 5 skill areas that clearly show high job demand and good growth potential. First, AI and automation tools. This includes skills like prompt engineering, which is basically learning how to talk effectively to AI models like ChatGPT to get the results you want, or roles in AI customer support, data annotation, things like that. Second, digital marketing. Think SEO, Google Ads, mastering social media ads like TikTok or Instagram, still huge demand. Third, project management. Skills like Scrum, Agile methodologies, those flexible ways to manage projects and knowing your way around tools like Jira or Trello. Fourth, green jobs and sustainability. Areas like energy audits or recycling coordination are really growing fast. And fifth, local services. Things like cleaning, mobile repair, or elderly care. We've seen high demand specifically noted in places like Sweden for these.
Okay, so knowing all that, what does this mean for you listening? Look back at those interests you wrote down in step 2. Which of them overlaps, even just a little, with these high-demand areas? Are you interested in helping people? Does that maybe intersect with elderly care? Curious about money? Does that lead you towards digital marketing or maybe AI investing? That overlap, that's the sweet spot. Write that down too. All right, now for step 4, and honestly, this is absolutely critical. Start with a micro win. This is where so many people get tripped up, I think. They feel they need to launch a whole empire on day 1. But instead of saying, I'll build this huge thing, just aim for something ridiculously tiny, like really small. Say, okay, today I'll watch 1 tutorial, or I'll post 1 relevant comment on LinkedIn. Maybe I'll send out just 1 freelance proposal.
Exactly. If you want to be a digital marketer, maybe just watch 1 YouTube tutorial today on how Facebook ads actually work. That's it. Curious about AI? Explore ChatGPT prompts and maybe find 5 that could help automate a tiny task in your current job. The goal here is absolutely not massive wins right away. The goal is forward motion. Just keep moving.
And what's really counterintuitive about that, but so powerful, is how we underestimate the compounding effect of those tiny steps. Right? It's not just about breaking through the inertia. It's tapping into this hidden psychological loop. It rewards consistency over grand ambition. Each micro win gives you that little dopamine hit, builds momentum, makes the next small step feel easier. It actually creates its own motivation.
Precisely. That little bit of progress genuinely changes your internal narrative from, oh, I'm stuck, to, hey, I'm actually doing this. It's powerful.
Okay, finally, to really lock it all in, step 5 is block 3 habits for focus. Think of these as your non-negotiables for making progress stick. 1, set a daily alarm for your chosen 30 or 60 minutes of learning or action. Treat it like a crucial meeting you just can't miss. 2, consciously say no to just 1 distraction during that specific time. Maybe it's Netflix, maybe it's mindless doom scrolling on social media, just 1 thing. And 3, join 1 community. Could be a LinkedIn group, a Discord server, a relevant Reddit sub, maybe even a local meetup, if that works for you. This is where the magic of accountability and networking really happens.
And that leads us naturally to a critical point.
Yeah.
How do you build that consistent momentum and, importantly, accountability, especially when you're mostly working alone? These 3 simple habits, they're basically your answer. And when we talk about joining a community, take LinkedIn, for example. It isn't just for job hunting anymore, not at all. It's such a powerful tool for connection, for opportunity. Even if you don't have a fancy degree or fluency in the local language, you can post, say, weekly updates about what you're learning. Small things. Maybe you message 3 people working in your target field. Just reach out and share your own story. People connect with authenticity and not perfection.
Yeah, imagine a post like this. Hey everyone, started learning Google Ads this week. Honestly, never thought I'd enjoy it. Looking forward to maybe testing some real campaigns soon. Anyone else in this space open to connect?
Yeah.
It's simple, it's genuine, and it's incredibly effective because it shows you're taking action and you're open to learning from others. And just to illustrate how powerful these small, consistent steps can really be, let's look at some actual people who applied these exact principles and completely transformed their situations.
Yeah, these stories really bring the concepts to life, I think. They show that anyone, really, from any background, can start this journey. Take Rahim, for instance. He was a taxi driver, right? But he yearned for something different. He started small, using ChatGPT to write more captivating captions for other taxi drivers' Facebook ads. Simple idea. Within just 3 weeks, he had 2 clients, and each was paying him SEK $3,000 per month. He essentially became an AI content creator just by starting with that 1 small step.
Amazing. Then there's Sarah. She was working in a restaurant, dreaming of a different path. She dedicated her evenings, little by little, to learning Shopify. She began selling handmade crafts online, using Facebook ads to find customers. And she made her first SEK 500 in just 2 weeks. Today, her side income is a consistent SEK 4,000 per month, all from starting small as an e-commerce side hustler.
And Daniel. He was a migrant in Germany, facing language barriers, feeling stuck. He started simply by watching English language tech webinars online, consuming content. Then he systematically built connections on LinkedIn with recruiters in the tech space. And now, he works as a remote tech recruiter for a company based in Germany. His whole journey began with just consuming relevant content and reaching out.
What's the common thread running through all these stories, though? They all started messy, they started small. But the most important thing, they started anyway. They didn't wait for everything to be perfect. Okay, so you know you want to learn maybe, and you're ready to embrace starting small. But with so many options, where exactly do you go to learn? The good news is there are tons of free or really cheap resources out there.
Absolutely. And knowing where to look for credible, accessible information is key to avoiding, more paralysis. So for AI and tech, maybe explore resources directly from Google AI courses. OpenAI Learn has stuff, and there are free AI basics on Coursera too. If digital marketing is your thing, check out Meta Blueprint, Google Digital Garage, HubSpot Academy. They all offer fantastic, often free certifications. For freelancing skills, look into platforms like Fiverr Learn, Skillshare is good, and even the Toggle blog has great stuff on time management insights. And for our listeners in Sweden specifically, don't forget Arbetsform, Medlingen.se, and Yorksguiden.se, valuable info on local jobs and training there. Plus, sometimes paid apprenticeships, like becoming an electrician or an officer or Coast Guard, things we might have touched on in previous deep dives, can also be a really solid path.
Now, just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do.
Right.
There are definitely some common traps that can completely derail your progress, even when you have the best intentions.
Oh, definitely. Avoiding these pitfalls will keep that hard-won momentum going and prevent unnecessary setbacks. First big one, don't try to master 5 different things at once. Seriously, pick one and go deep. Second, don't just consume knowledge, you must act on it. Learning isn't just watching a tutorial, it's watching and doing. Try applying what you learn immediately, even if it's just practicing a new prompt or technique. Third, and this is huge, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Your journey is unique. Everyone starts at the beginning. Stop the comparison game. And finally, maybe the most important, don't wait for motivation to magically strike. Use momentum instead. Those consistent small actions, they create their own motivation. It's a virtuous cycle.
That last point resonates so much. I totally remember when I first tried to get into photography, I fell right into that master 5 things at once trap. I was trying to learn about lenses and lighting and editing software and composition rules all at the same time. And what happened? Total overwhelm. I ended up doing none of it for ages. It took me a long time to really learn the power of just focusing on one tiny aspect at a time. It was such a real trap. Okay, so to tie all these pieces together, we've structured a kind of sample weekly plan you can adapt. This just provides a clear, actionable structure for integrating those micro wins into your actual life.
Right. And that naturally leads to the critical question. How do you realistically integrate these new habits, these small actions, into your already busy life? A structured plan, even a flexible one, can really make all the difference. So, for example, on Monday, maybe commit to watching one free online tutorial related to your chosen skill. Just one. Tuesday, take some dedicated notes in that tutorial and immediately practice one specific thing you learned. Wednesday could be connection day. Reach out to 3 new people on LinkedIn in your target field. Thursday, apply one tangible skill. Maybe create a small sample project. Design a basic graphic. Write a few lines of practice code. Something real. Friday, share your journey publicly. A short update on LinkedIn. Maybe tell a trusted friend what you learned. Put it out there. And then on the weekend, take just a moment to reflect. What went well? What was hard? And plan for the next week's micro wins. If we connect all this back to the bigger picture, it's really profound realization. Every grand achievement, every significant career shift, it truly begins with a single, often quite messy, first step. The ultimate goal isn't perfection right out of the gate. It's consistent, undeniable progress, little by little.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now? You absolutely don't need to see the whole staircase to start climbing. You really don't. As Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, just take the first step. Don't wait. Pick one small thing today. Right now even. Sign up for that free course you're curious about. Post a genuine update on LinkedIn about something you're learning. Try out a new skill using ChatGPT. Or simply write down your top 3 interests and figure out realistically how much time you have available each day. And then, just repeat tomorrow, what one tiny step will you take today to unlock your potential?
Yeah, and maybe consider how this whole philosophy of micro wins, of consistent, deliberate action, how it can not only transform your career path, maybe your earning potential, but how it can also spill over into other areas of your life too. fostering this profound mindset of continuous growth and really empowering you to overcome inertia in pretty much anything you set your mind to.
Thanks so much for tuning in to The Knowledge Room. If you found this episode helpful, do us a small favor. Share it with a friend who might need a little push to get started. And please don't forget to hit that follow button on your podcast app. It means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more value-packed content week after week. We're here to support you, inspire you, and walk with you as you grow. Until next time, keep learning, keep moving, and never stop starting. See you in the next episode.